cars. We love them. They're sleek and stylish and just fun to look at. European cars have a look all their own. And one of the best European car shows is held right here in Shelby, North Carolina.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Carl.
How you doing?
Fine. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. Well, you've certainly got a lot of nice cars here.
We do.
Tell me about your event.
Okay, it's the Broad River European Classic. It's sponsored by the Broad River European Motor Club. Rather than a British car club, they're pretty common in this area, we wanted to be a European car club to include cars other than British cars, German and Italian, etc.
Now these are some amazing cars. I notice a little bit of the difference here with the European cars that are on display here and some of our American car shows, that they're much larger. So
yes.
Why are the European cars smaller?
Well, because they're sports cars and they were designed like that for road handling primarily. Okay. There's a few of the cars, European cars, that are larger, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, and we have some of those here. Okay. But basically the sports cars are on the smaller scale.
Okay, all right. What's the most valuable car here? I know that might be a little subjective, but I'm sure there are monetary amounts placed on these vintage cars.
Mm-hmm. Probably the most valuable car in our show today is a 1929 Bugatti race car. It was built as a race car, but was never raced. And it's valued at about $3 million.
Wow, that's incredible.
This is a Type 35A, a 1929.
Yeah.
Okay. This was a spare backup Grand Prix racer that they used to race back in the old days. It was never raced.
Never.
Simply because they didn't have a reason for it.
Okay.
If they crashed a car, they would just jump in another car and go racing again.
And that's what this car was for.
That's what this car, purposely built.
Right.
You know. Now, this particular one takes two people to drive. Now I'm going to show you why. Our racing, you have to keep up your oil pressure.
Right.
This is your oil pressure, and this is what the co-pilot does. They were called pilots and co-pilots.
Okay.
And the co-pilot would operate all the controls. They keep the fuel pressure on. The co-pilot was also responsible for advancing and retarding the timing to give you more speed going uphill or downhill or straight line. That gives you more speed. But if you look down here and see all the web work of chains and how all the chains and brakes and the valves and everything are done in such a way, the co-pilot's job was to give more oil pressure or less oil pressure, depending on what the gauge said.
Wow.
And that was his job. But one thing people don't realize is, at the turn of the century, there was over 90 car manufacturers in Europe that was racing before Henry Ford ever decided to build a car.
Wow.
There's so many different types of cars on display, each one with a distinctive engineering style and a fascinating story.
Well, what is this here? That's a good-looking car.
That is a 1946 MGTC, the sports car that really brought sports cars to the United States from Europe. Of course, the first sports car built in this country was the 1954 Chevrolet Corvette.
Okay, and they were inspired by this car.
Inspired by this particular car. Yes.
Right, so that's got a lot of not only European history but also American history.
It has, yes.
Wait a minute, is that the Rolls there? Or?
Well, the first one is the Bentley.
So the Bentley
The
is
second
here.
one is the Rolls, and probably that Rolls is one of my favorite cars.
The Rolls is?
Yes.
Well, let's go take a look at that.
Okay.
Well, Tom, so Richard owns his car. You think you'll mind if we look inside?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay, let's, wow, look at that. So now the year of this car.
1934.
So this is a 1934. So is this pretty much original?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
So this is the original car as it would have been. Wow.
You also need to see the toolkit in the trunk that came with the Rolls-Royce.
So that's a nice organized tool set.
It certainly is.
Mine's not that organized,
And
Tom.
it's amazing that in 1934 they went to the effort to produce something like that.
They were really built to last, weren't they?
They were, yes.
But this one seems to be in especially good condition.
It is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car. So this is a Rolls-Royce, a beautiful automobile, and worth, I'm guessing, probably $250,000 or thereabouts. Probably.
Thereabouts, yes.
Yeah, wow. Well, that's great. I'd like to see more of these on the Carolina roads. That'd be good.
Yes.
Now tell me about this. This is the Bentley.
Bentley,
right?
This particular car has been restored. It's not original.
Okay, so this was a restoration.
Yes.
I imagine there are a lot of restorations compared to completely original cars.
Oh, yes, they are.
Well, it's official, European cars are cool. And we've got a couple of places in the Carolinas that we can actually come and see some of these great European cars. I didn't really know about all the history of European cars and their influence on American cars, but as it turns out, there is some. Well, look at this. This is a DeLorean. It says the last of the DeLoreans. Well, this is a good car for time travel, so I kind of feel like we're time traveling a little bit when we come to some of these car shows. All kinds of car shows in the Carolinas, from our American vintage cars and then of course these great European cars.